Hey, this is Trade with Benz, and today I'm telling you I have a super duper awesome, amazing trade idea for you guys. All right, a cheap option to buy right now comes from none other than Tesla. All right, we call them around here Big Papa because the way that thing moves when it moves, I'm telling you, it'll pay your bills, baby. Y'all ready for this? Time for another episode of cheap options to buy right now. Welcome back to Trading with Bands. Now, I tell you guys this every single video because I mean that, all right? My number one mission is to make you guys as much money as I possibly can. So when trades like this come about, where I think it's the opportunity for us to hit a grand slam, not just a home run, but I'm talking about bringing in at least 4 of them things, all right? 4 of them things, I'm talking hundreds of percents. Baby, let's go. I need y'all to do me a favor, share this video, like this video, pass it along to your friends so that everybody in the Trade with Bands community, as it grows, can get some bands together. I need you guys to help me with that, so if you could, please do that for your boy. Now, without further ado, on to the bag. So, I'm gonna kind of freestyle to some extent today, but I'm going to say on script. The thing that I'm looking at is Tesla. Now, quickly going into the charts, let's talk about the daily. The daily chart just broke out of a 55-point box. This means on top of the box, I'm looking for price to go at least 55 points higher. The top of the box is 730, you add 55 points to that, you get 785. So that's the target that I'm looking for. Now, along the way, we've had to overcome levels and we still have more levels to go in order to get there. So, I'm getting a little ahead of myself talking about the ultimate target of 785, but in the meantime, let's talk about the targets along the way. So, I like to trade support and resistance. I'm kind of a classic trader that way, but I also use Bollinger Bands to help me track and follow the trend. Now, my Bollinger Bands are telling me that Tesla is trending. It's in an uptrend. Price is trading above my upper bands. I'm going to send out a video today about how I use Bollinger Bands to trade uptrends, so keep an eye out for that so you can kind of reference and understand how I use them. But besides the point, I use support and resistance more than anything else to identify when price is ready to move. And one of those things that you want to do is you want to recognize key levels. And when I say key levels, I mean these are levels where price really has a reaction, a strong reaction. The stronger the reaction, the stronger the level. That's how you should think about it. So we've had a level of 725 that's been capping Tesla for a couple months, at least a couple of months, okay? And yesterday, Tesla was able to finally close above that level, having been rejected by that level already a couple of times. So now this is kind of an indication to let you know that bulls have regained control of this chart. So now the chart's looking bullish, you have a breakout, a 55-point box breakout, and you're thinking this thing is gonna push higher. But some of the elements of a good trade is that you need good fundamentals, you need a good chart, and you need a good story. And a lot of times we try to find trades just because the chart looks good, but there's no story to really create that momentum or that excitement about the play. So, it never goes anywhere or it fails on the first try. So with Tesla, however, this time what we have is some news about Tesla potentially moving into India. Now, I want to say I first heard this news about 2 or 3 years ago, because I've been trading for about 8 years now, and about 2 or 3 years ago, I want to say I heard news that, Tesla was looking at moving into the Indian market. Now, you got to understand that's a big deal, because obviously there's a lot of people in India, right? I believe it's the second most populous country in the world, if I'm not mistaken, but if it's not, it's definitely in the top 5. Let's just agree on that, right? So if you begin selling cars in their market, obviously there's an opportunity for you to make more money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a quick article for you guys from Reuters, and let's see what they have to say about it, because they can tell the story better than I can. So Reuters wrote a story yesterday. Shares of Indian auto parts suppliers rose as much as 14% on Monday following a report electric vehicle maker Tesla was in talks with at least 3 companies to source critical parts for its planned entry into the country. Tesla, which is looking to set up a factory in India, if it is successful with imported vehicles, is holding early talks with some companies for the supply of components such as instrument panels, windshields, differential gears, brakes, and power seats, according to the Economic Times that reported this on Sunday. Now, shares of 3 Indian firms rose as much as 6% and 13% on Monday. I believe a Tesla representative had this to say, that she did not immediately have a comment, right? So they're kind of keeping things under wraps for now. India's auto component makers wants Tesla's potential entry to benefit the country's suppliers. The one way to achieve that is for the company to manufacture locally, the head of an industry body said earlier in August. So think about this, Tesla is really talking to the Indian government to try and make this thing work. So the Indian government is basically saying, hey, if you guys, set up shop here, meaning manufacturer here, then, maybe we can make something work. So Reuters previously reported India was considering slashing import duties on electric cars to as low as 40%. So now on the back end, the government is saying, hey, but if you do that, we'll work with you and cut you a sweet deal and potentially help you increase your margins through, actually building your manufacturing facilities here in India. Hopefully that's making sense. The country is the world's 5th largest car market with the annual sales of 3 million vehicles. According to industry estimates, electric vehicles making up a fraction of that total. However, EV sales have been gradually rising as states improve charging infrastructure. Elon Musk, the world's most valuable automaker, CEO of the world's most valuable automaker by market capitalization, has tweeted several times about the company's impending foray into India. So, with all of that being said, we actually have some pretty powerful news to drive this narrative to move this chart. And that's so critical, which is why I made this video right now. Today is August 31st. It's 9:46 a.m. here on the West Coast. I'm located in Phoenix. If you're out here, give me a shout. If not, drop me a line on social media, okay? Forget all of that. Back to Tesla. The point is, I got some cheap options for you guys to play right now. Now, before I give you the play, let me remind you, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional financial advisor. I just think I'm one of the best option play callers in the world. And trust me, I really mean that. All right, not to toot my own horn, but I'm nice. I put hours into this every single day, and I have been for years. And I'm gonna prove it to you rather than talk about it. So, without that being said, I think you guys gotta wonder about my game. My game is hot, all right? And I'm about to show you. So, what I'm thinking is this. I think Tesla contracts for this week's, meaning September 3rd, if we target 750 calls up to 780, I think there's a high probability that those are profitable. Now, without going too far off of the reservation, the reason why I think that is because we have a daily setup. Price is trading above the upper Bollinger Band, number 1, meaning it's trending. Number 2, we broke above and closed above a key level, which we're still holding today. Number 3, the behavior of Tesla has been very bullish. So today, price was actually in the red, and now it's currently in the green. So we call that a red to green day around the Trading with Bands community. And that basically just means that, it's hard for sellers to really keep price down. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And then also we have the weekly chart. The weekly chart for the first time since I believe April the 12th, the week of April the 12th, is trading above the upper Bollinger Band. So not only is this thing starting to trend on the daily, but it's also starting to trend on the weekly chart. So that means it might have some legs to this thing. We actually might see levels of, 840, 850, depending upon how strong this news gets. So what I'm thinking is that if there's one more big story to come into the market, maybe Jim Cramer, maybe CNBC, I don't know, maybe Elon tweets something, one of these big names comes into, the limelight and carries his message forward about what India could possibly mean to Tesla, and I think, boom, we'll have the spark that we need to light this firecracker, and up we go. Okay, so the last time that I checked, and I can look right now, the 750 contracts are currently priced at $3. That's $300.60. As a cheaper option, I think you guys can also take a look at the if I said 350, I meant 750. The 750 contracts are last priced at $360. Let's also look at the 770 contracts for $104. Let's look at the 780 contracts for 64 cents. And I'm not even mad at you being really risky. And mind you that I said that. Trying the 800 contracts for $30. All right, so in options terms, whenever you hear, dollars or cent tossed out, you should automatically translate that over into hundreds of dollars. So when I say we're looking at Tesla calls 750 for 360, that means $360. If we're looking at the 780s and I say they're 64 cents, that means they're $64. And if we're looking at the 800s at 30 cents, that means they're currently at $30. So for $30, you could potentially come up on a bag. I mean, if 780 hits this week, there's no telling what those contracts could be. They could be $400 or $500. All right, so keep that in mind. This is your boy Trading with Bands. It's a pleasure to be here, giving place to you guys on a daily basis. Hopefully you stick with me and we grow our wealth together. Hopefully this trade works for us, knock on wood. I'm really just hoping and really thinking that all things have aligned in terms of the chart on the daily, the chart on the weekly, and then a story to push us forward. And then not only that, but there's some discounted value on the contracts that we're looking at. So all of that together makes this a hell of a cheap option to buy right now. I hope you guys, make some dough off of this trade if you decide to take it. If not, maybe I hope you learned some things through this video that we discussed. And with all that being said, you know how I'm gonna leave you. Patience pays, and get more bands.